Today, I wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge. This is an empty sketchbook. In the next 12 hours, I'll try to fill each and every page. The question is, will I go insane or will it be full by midnight? Let's find out. Here you can see how much time passed. Here you can see how many drawings. Meanwhile, I'll tell you a creepy story of my travels in Vietnam. I decided to hike that day. I had my backpack, my tent, and 18 kilometers to go. It was in North Vietnam, so the mountains were very weird and tall, like a child drew them. I walked past villages and fields where they grow tobacco. It was the first time I was hiking completely alone. I walked for a while until I saw a group of old ladies in the field. They invited me over and gave me snacks. A lot of snacks, more than I could hold in my hands. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough time to find a place to sleep with my tent, so I walked pretty fast. This is way harder than I thought. Oh my god. I got only like 6 drawings and it's been like 4 hours. I need to pick up my pace quickly. I walked for a while until I reached a small village. I walked around in the village for some time and I didn't see anyone. I saw one family who I tried to explain that I'm trying to find a place to put my tent and they just laughed. I don't think they understood me and they went away. Then I went back to the edge of the village. I saw there 3 old ladies. I thought to myself, there's not a chance they are really witches, but they are the closest thing to witches I saw in my life. As the witches invited me over with giggles and crooked fingers, they had black teeth and they were chewing on some red root that made their whole mouth dripping red. I went over to their house and sat outside in a chair they gave me. We were just looking at each other. They were looking at me. I was looking at them. They were giggling. I was trying to explain that I want to put my tent somewhere, but I don't think they understood really, because one of them got up, looked straight into my eyes, came close like 10 centimeters from my face and started rubbing my beard and giggling. At this point, I had only 4 hours to finish 14 drawings. I did not know if I'll be able to complete the challenge. I feel like a zombie now. My brain is melting, but I want to finish this in time. So, let's do it. When the witch was rubbing my beard, I did not know what am I supposed to do in that situation. I was completely shocked. I tried to explain quickly and as clearly as I could that I'm trying to put a tent somewhere. I think eventually they understood something and I went to the field next to their house as fast as I could. I was terrified. I put my tent and tried to sleep. It was the most creepy encounter I had in my life. The next day I passed by their house. They invited me over, but I basically just ran away as fast as I could. I've drawn for almost 12 hours. It's the longest I've drawn for in my life. Okay, let's do this. one last drawing. This is it. I can't believe I managed to finish this. It melted completely my brain. That's the first one. I started originally with the mushrooms, and it all went from there. I really like the small people looking at everything. I feel like this was more of a warming up exercise. Recently I've been interested in these shapes, these star shapes. I really like the movement of this drawing. What the hell is that? Is it the first time a tree is flipping you off? Then congratulations. Imagine sitting at a park and this dude just sits in front of you, stares you dead in the eyes, and he's like silent. This is how I imagined this dude. I tried this challenge before and I actually failed the first time because I tried to take on a way bigger sketchbook and it was impossible to do that. But you know what? I just started all over and it's so worth it. Again, these star shapes. I don't know what attracts me so much in this shape. It's kind of organic, goes like out and out or in and in. This one came out very clean. I really like the look of it. It's kind of mysterious also. What's going on inside this cabin on a tree, on a dripping tree. Very mysterious. These red and green pens are so nice together. When you combine them, it gets darker, but the colors by themselves are very bright. It gives a little bit of a glowing effect, which I really like. Drawing these kind of tentacles is one of my favorites. If you look close, there's not a lot of detail going on, but it gives the illusion of detail. You should try doing that sometime. It's a good practice. At this point, I asked my girlfriend what I should draw, and she sent me a picture of her cat, so I drew that. She's very fluffy and cute. I think I got the eyes right. That was one of the breaking points, this one. I drew this in like a couple of seconds, I don't know, and I was very frustrated with how things were going and that I had like a lot of pages to go, and I was frustrated. Basically feeling like this little dude, like just kind of tired of life, you know? But yeah, I like this one. I got back on my feet and started drawing cool stuff. This is my hand. I just did that with my hand and drew it. I think it's a really good exercise to do that because drawing from real life it's harder, but you learn more from that. I drew my hand a lot of times, so I became really quick in drawing that. So I drew that in only 10 minutes. I had a lot of feelings during this challenge, but as feelings do, they come, stay a bit, and then they go away. I made use of these feelings and put my mind on the paper and continued. Felt like that for a little while. Oh, I forgot to color this. That's funny. This one is I looked at pictures of skulls and just drew them fast. A few seconds for each one, so kind of crooked. When I was younger, if I had a drawing that turned out bad, so I was ashamed of it, because my brother is a really, really, really good painter. He draws insane. I really wanted to be like him. If my drawing would turn out not so good, so I was very frustrated and I didn't want people to see it. But now I don't even care showing YouTube everybody that sees that. I don't care if a million people see and say like my drawing is bad or something, because it's just part of the process and it's nothing to be ashamed of. If you look closely, you can see I used a technique in which you draw a contour of your shadow, and that gives it a more chunky, bold feeling. Do you have in your language a special word for stone piles? In my language, it's rujum. Tell me in the comments if you have. I really like drawing rocks. This tentacle is going everywhere. I got feedback from my brother that sometimes my drawings are a bit flat looking. Recently I tried to work on that by trying different angles and directions of objects. That's a picture I took in North India while trekking. It's a really, really nice place. And actually these trees, I needed to find a method to draw them very quickly, so I just did like little swirlies with the pencil and it turned out cool. At this point I was starting to lose my mind. I felt like my brain is dripping on the paper, and then like this came out. Yeah. At this point, for some reason, I had a wave of inspiration and I got a lot of new and cool ideas. This is really funny. I actually felt like this face, this weird creature, when I drew that. This is how I felt, really. Then I found my Zen back and turned on Buddha mode. I was back in business. I like this one. Maybe I'll make stickers out of this one. It's cute. Maybe a little color in the eyes will be nice. Would you be interested in me doing that or showing how I did that? Maybe I will do that in another video. Tell me in the comments. The star shapes return. I feel that in the middle of this challenge I was very frustrated, but then I got new ideas and concepts. I felt like I could continue drawing, which is really cool because it didn't drain my energy, it just opened up my creativity. I like the angle of this drawing. For the hand, I just did like that with my hand and drew it. Usually I draw one day, then the next day maybe I'm not drawing, maybe the next day I draw 2 drawings. And I can learn a lot from that, of course. But what's interesting about this challenge is because you draw one drawing after another and a lot of drawings one after another, you can learn directly from the last drawing or the last few drawings that you drew. It feels like the drawings are connected to one another, like one big art piece. It feels like an adventure. In the end, I'm left with a really cool story. This one I realized I have like 40 minutes left. I put a lot of elements from other drawings into this one. I think it's my favorite. This challenge taught me a lot of lessons. First of all, it taught me not to be afraid of filling a page and not giving the page too much respect. When you have a blank page and you put too much pressure on yourself, to make this is the masterpiece. This page will be the page. It taught me not to put that pressure because you don't have time when you do this challenge. It also taught me to accept the result of what I'm drawing, because I don't have time to do a lot of changes. I feel that this sketchbook is the result and not any specific page. It's one whole artwork. By drawing constantly, one drawing after another, it opened my creativity and got me out of my box or out of my usual concepts that I draw. It's really refreshing. Also, it taught me to take things more playfully and not as serious. And then it became really fun. It became like a game. And I think you can see that in the result. It looked like I had fun most of the time. There are some drawings I didn't enjoy that much, but you can also see it's like a journey. I would definitely recommend you to try and do it. It can teach you a lot. It can teach you how to let go, mostly how to let go of the pressure you're putting yourself with trying to do the masterpiece, and just doing something playful that will give you kind of a break of trying to be a perfectionist and just do something fun. Very challenging, but in the end, fun. You can notice that if you put your feelings and your whole self in the drawing and not forcing something that is not there, you can see that in the end result. It looks better. Tell me in the comments if you would do this challenge. If you do, I would love to see the results. Feel free to message me and send me your drawings, and I'll gladly talk with you about it or connect with you. If you liked this video, consider subscribing and liking, and I'll see you in the next one.